Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. It's the one and only V, the Gorilla, and I have with us the man who needs no introduction. I am talking about the perennial troublemaker himself, the one, the only John J. SIngleton. He's with us today. Folks, you can find him over at aceofcoins.com, aceofcoins.com. And if you want to join his exclusive club where you get access to his teachings, his strategies, as well as his courses, you can join him over at aceofcoins.club, aceofcoins.club. And with that being said, John, good morning, sir. Good afternoon. How are you?
Well, greetings. Thanks for having me on again.
John, it's great to have you back, man. I titled this show, didn't know what exactly to title it, but I just titled it The Power of AI and Cash Flow. And I know there's a lot you're going to bring to the table. So whichever direction you want to take us, my man, I yield the floor to you, kind sir.
Well, thank you. I could just say this AI, one of my clients brought it to me a while back, and I knew that it was a good thing to use, but I just didn't. I was too intimidated by it. And then I just gradually just started using this Chat GPT and subscribe to it. And what I find now is that it's almost like a colleague. I could just have a conversation with it, but I have to prepare it. I have to start the conversation by filling in lots of facts so it understands the context in which I'm talking. And then I can ask it for things that would come up just with it would take my critical thinking. It's actually applying my critical thinking to the conversation.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give it like I do legal work. So I'll give it a legal argument or theory or something and say, what do you think about that? Or do you think this is right? The other day it corrected me on something. And I said, oh, okay, I didn't realize. Yeah, it corrected me and I was wrong on something. Yeah. And it said, would you like me to do this and that? I said, yeah, please, So I'm sure I'm just scratching the surface.
That's remarkable, man. That's remarkable. In your when you corrected it, were you astounded by its explanation and its proficiency?
Yeah, it's very detailed and it's giving me I'll test it. I'll give it something that I know what the answer is going to be and it'll tell me. In fact, sometimes it goes beyond that because it's either, I think it's just, if you're not using it correctly, if you don't know what you're doing, it's kind of a lookup tool. Like you can go there and ask it the weather.
Yeah. John, you there? Hello?
Thinking. So
John,
you really should know the subject you're talking about.
Oh man, there's some feedback. You cut off for 30 seconds. We heard like a sound and then you went dead.
Oh, well, okay.
But repeat the last 30 seconds.
If I use it, you can use it as a lookup table if you don't really give it a challenging thing to do. You can ask it for the weather. But I like to use it as an analytical tool. Analyze something and do some critical thinking. And so I test it and I get good results. I see if they're valid results. And so then I'm confident that when I go and ask it to do something for me. So the best use I have for it is reviewing and compiling large amounts of information and coming up with the end result, which is my job. That's what I do for many things. So I can have it look at tons of data. As long as I have the data, I can have it do an analysis for me. I can even have it like the example I gave probably earlier. We discussed this before. Is I had it review the entire Securities and Exchange Act of 1934 and answer questions for me and prepare a ready-to-file private placement memorandum.
That's incredible.
Pretty powerful, yeah.
Yeah, that is very powerful to say the least. I mean, a private placement memorandum, and here you have it able to access and spit out real-time data. How has this affected your business in terms of when you're out there where you're working with clientele and whatnot?
Well, now I'm willing to take on different projects where I wouldn't before. And now that I'm able to provide this as a sort of a prompt service through my own AI device, I can now reach niche markets where before it would be it's not cost effective for the client. I'm not trying to sell my time, right? What I'm trying to do is solve this problem and I want to solve it in a reasonable amount of money. So, where before I would charge $10,000, now I can charge, $1,500 and he can actually hire me and I can actually get the results and I can use AI to do that. So here's the trick though. It's not like this magical thing that you can have it do brain surgery one day and, analyze the stock market the other day. You've got to know what you're asking for. So what this AI needs is the proper feed of information. It needs data, but it also needs prompts. You need to know how to talk to it. I've talked to so many people that are smart people, but they have the wrong prompts. and they're telling me things like, John, I tried to do what you were saying in the video and it doesn't work. And I'd say, try telling it this, this, and that, then ask it this question, but don't ask 14 questions, ask one, and it'll do it. And then when you get the one result or two, you roll that result up into the next thing. So there's a way to use this AI. It's very powerful, but you have to understand the prompts and what you're doing.
I see what you're saying.
I don't know if anyone's tried it out there, but you can use it for technical things. You can, like, for example, medical analysis before you give a diagnosis. You provide it the data. It has access to all the symptoms and all this, all this published data from all the doctors over the years. I don't know what they call it, these books or whatever. I'm sure that is online, or it can be subscribed to, right? So once you give your clients, so your patients symptoms, it can do the analysis, right? It can suggest different diagnoses, which ultimately the physician has to make the diagnosis, but the AI can help with that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I think I'm getting a lot of feedback on my end. You're not on a headset, are you?
No, I don't have one right now.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'll have to limit what I can say to you because of there's feedback coming through. But go ahead, keep going, John.
Okay, so the way I've found that I've been using it is for casework and for document preparation. So the other day I did an asset allocation plan for somebody. Now I can also write a partnership agreement, and I put terms in there that you're not going to get on LegalZoom. I put things in there because I understand where my client has financial risk. So the asset allocation plan is specific to what my client's needs are. You can't just go magically to some AI prompt and say, "Give me an asset allocation plan for John Smith." You gotta prepare the feed and then prompt it accordingly, and it has to measure against what you're trying to do. It has to be on the context of what you're trying to do. So you really do have to know and have some intelligence about your interaction with it. You can't. It's not this thing that'll do it for you. It doesn't do your thinking for you. It's great at compiling data and analyzing the data.
John, I know you've been working on. Oh man, there's a lot of feedback. I know you've been working on a project to be utilized for your clientele. Can you describe that for us, please?
Yeah, what I have is I set up a partnership agreement to sell shares in the project to develop this AI device. So we have it's published. I'll give you the URL because this may help for those of you who are interested in investing in AI. Here's an AI project that has direct marketing on the horizon in the next quarter or two. It has direct sales and marketing where it's going to start producing revenue in the next 3 to 6 months. And it's at aceofcoins.com/wizard. aceofcoins.com/wizard is the offer. It explains everything in there. We have enough spots right now where you can actually buy the shares at 10 cents a share and have a position in this operation. And when it starts producing revenue, you'll be first in line with the AI. I don't know if there's any other deals out there that are like this.
No, not that I have heard of.
I know a lot of people like to speculate in the cryptos, right? They say, well, yeah, let's get the cryptos. Look how small the price is. Look how low it is. But they don't understand anything about it. They just buy it because it's a low price. I mean, if you like to speculate, that's not direct sales. That's buying something and waiting till the price changes. That's not really, that's just gambling, right? What we have here is at 10 cents a share, you can buy something with direct consumer sales, with retail, with marketing, and your money is used to create sales revenue. And it's in such demand. There are so many people with debt situations, as you know, the kind of work that I do. So many people desperately need this information. Debt situations and foreclosures. In fact, family court matters. Okay, that's a big thing right now. IRS collections, state tax, Department of Revenue collections. All these things are so important. And then you get into other aspects where you're dealing with privacy, or maybe you got that letter from some lawyer, right? And you don't know what to do. So it takes you a long time to find somebody to confer with, and maybe it costs you $150 if you can even get on somebody's calendar, to have it reviewed. Where this service that we're having, you can actually upload that letter or correspondence to our AI device, and you're going to get my analysis. It's not some software. It's what I've done for 33 years. It's my take on things in terms of financial risk. I think those are the most important considerations, financial risk that people have. So that's how I look at things. I think this is going to be a game changer for most consumers in this situation.
I agree, man. I agree. How can people contact you in order to get started?
You want to use the information at aceofcoins.com/wizard, and in there you'll find the contact information. You'll find my email address, which is singletonpress@protonmail.com, and I'm also on Telegram at JJ_Singleton.
Very well done. Very well done. John, any last minute things you'd want to share with us?
Well, I don't know. I mean, what's the future hold? You always ask me that. I
Yeah.
don't know. I
What
think we're going to see more. We'll see more of the same. Again, it's like this technology is like fire. It can destroy things, and maybe it's being used against us right now, but we can't avoid it. You need to learn it. You need to get on board and start figuring this stuff out. Just like with cryptos, and really, we don't even have hardly any people in cryptos on a popularity scale. I mean, what is it, like 3% of the population?
So, yeah, not even.
Is it really? So we're so far behind. If you're just hearing this now about AI, at least look into it. Don't be afraid of it. Yeah, it could be a weapon, but so are guns and so is fire. So yeah, you can't hide from it. You're gonna have to understand it and bring it into your life. Unfortunately, it's gonna make it a powerful tool. If you're running a business, there's amazing things you can do with it.
Yeah, I totally agree. John, thank you so much for joining us, man. This is very critical. And again, folks, you can get a hold of him on aceofcoins.com, aceofcoins.com. Join aceofcoins.club. Get involved in this amazing opportunity. Look, if you missed the .com, if you missed like all these other investment opportunities, crypto and whatnot, this AI is the next big thing. Get ready. Whether you invest in AI stocks or you want to invest in companies and individuals who are doing amazing next level stuff with AI, now is an opportunity for you to get in on the ground floor, especially with somebody who has the talent, the know-how, and the track record of success that John J. Singleton has. Any last words, John?
No, thanks.
With that being said, we're over and out. Cheers, everybody.